Okay, guys, so this is the supplementary video for week 21. Okay, so in this video, I'm going to do a very brief review of what we learned in class and finish off what we didn't have time to finish. And then let's do some practice problems together. All the practice problems will be from your homework. So you can redo the problems after watching this video, okay, for your own reference. So in week 21, what did we learn? Okay, we basically only learned two formulas, two very important formulas that we use a lot in trinomial factoring and trinomial calculation. Okay, so what are the two formulas? The first formula is A plus B times A minus B is equal to A squared minus B squared. Okay, so in this formula, A and B can be numbers, or they can also be expressions. Okay, so A and B don't necessarily have to be numbers. If they are expressions, if they are fractions, this formula always works. Okay, so that's the first formula we learn. The second one is A plus B squared is equal to A squared plus 2AB plus B squared. A minus B squared is equal to A squared minus 2AB plus B squared. Okay, and again, A and B here are, could be numbers or they could be expressions. Okay, so yeah, let me highlight this. Okay, so now we have two formulas. Okay, in our class handout, there are 4 sections, right? The first 2 sections is about this formula. The last 2 sections are about this formula. Okay, so what we're trying to do in this class is we need to know how to use a formula from this direction. We also need to know how to use the formulas from this direction, which means if we're given something like this, we need to know that the answer is this. But if we're given something of this form, we also need to realize that this expression can be written as this expression. So that's the difficult part, right? So let's look at some questions from your homework, and hopefully we can get ourselves familiar with the formulas by doing a lot of practice problems. Okay. So this is homework. Okay. Let's look at question 1 and question 1a. 4r plus 1 plus times 4r minus 1. Let me write down the formula here. If we compare the question and the formula, we can easily realize that this question is of this form, right? In the question, A is equal to 4R, B is equal to 1, right? So 4R plus 1 times 4R minus 1 is the same as A plus B times A, sorry, A plus B times A minus B, right? The form is the same. So if we use the formula, question A should be 4R squared minus 1 squared, right? 4R squared is 16R squared minus 1. So this is the final answer for question 1. Okay. Let's look at B. 9A plus 5 times 9A minus 5. In this question, okay, let me move this formula here so we can compare the question and the formula. Okay. The question, 9A plus 5, A plus B, 9A minus 5, A minus B. So in this question is also of the form A plus B times A minus B, right? The difference is in the question, A is equal to 9A and B is equal to 5. So this is what I meant by A and B in this question, in the formula, don't necessarily have to be numbers. They can be expressions. Right? And don't get tricked by this 9A here, right? So some people might get confused by looking at this question. Okay, so the formula is A and the question is 9A, like, are they related? Like, is there a connection between these two? No, not really. Okay, so in this question, this A just equal to 9A, right? It's just the expression. So A and B here, they just represent arbitrary random expressions. Okay. Okay. So here, 9A plus 5 times 9A minus 5. The answer should be 9A squared minus 5 squared. Answer will be 81A squared minus 25. Okay, so that's the final answer. Let's look at 2 more questions. Okay. Let's look at C. Question C goes minus 2p minus q times minus 2p plus q, right? So it's a little bit tricky here, but the hint here is pretty clear. So in this question, A is equal to minus 2p, B is equal to q, right? And we know that the formula is A plus B times A minus B is equal to A squared minus B squared. In this question, A is equal to minus 2p, B is equal to q. Okay, so the answer should be minus 2p squared minus q squared, which is 4p squared minus q squared. Okay, and question D,